Just in time. Just in time. Made the cut. Just in time. What's going on, peoples? How's everybody doing this wonderful Wednesday for Weigh In Wednesday? We are Grown A Geeks. This is Weigh In Wednesday. You are awesome for being here. Let's go ahead and get all the formalities out the way. If you would be so kind as to click that QR code there in the corner, make sure you hit the subscribe and the notification bell so you can be aware of all of the fresh, piping hot content as it rolls out. How's everybody doing today? How y'all doing? Y'all chilling? Y'all good?
I'm good. I'm chilling. I was vibing out to the music.
Yeah, we kind of grooving. I've been trying to mix it up with the intros and have a little bit of something.
This is a nice vibe.
That's the vibe, because we got some hate to spew at the top of the show.
No, I have criticism. I have critique.
Critique.
I don't have
I like
hate.
I like that,
because hate doesn't solve anything. You know,
hate does nothing.
It exists only to destroy.
Okay.
And I don't want to channel that kind of energy, especially at anything artistic in nature. So I do have some good things to say. I do have some good things to say, but I do have
I am so
some
very
critiques.
sorry. Yes, Ty, I will send the link. My apologies, sir.
I have some critiques, and I have some critiques.
Critiques is fair. I feel that it is worthy of critiques, all the criticism, and there's plenty to be said. So we will get right to that. We're not starting without you. We will not get into the major portion of the show.
We haven't even said anything about what I'm even talking about. We're purposely.
I think everybody knows. I'm
being vague. It could be anything with me.
It really could. That's the funny part. But I do like that energy you're trying to keep a lid on. That sounds like a really good resolution that maybe you're trying to stick to. So.
Nah, I don't really do that. I just, even with like therapy, my energy is always like, yeah, like let's talk about how we can fix this, because I want to get content out there.
Right.
And so after my like initial feelings subsided and I just thought about it a little bit more, it's like, yeah, the questions I haven't gone away, but I could probably express them in a much more constructive way than I was probably going to when I watched the first two, right when I watched those two episodes. So
right. That was interesting, to say the least.
We'll go ahead and do all the intros and all that, Sam.
Well, this is Weigh In Wednesday, and we are on our third Wednesday of the month. We are trying to roll out a more consistent schedule for the viewers. You all know what we're doing and how it's going to rock and what it's going to be. First Wednesday of every month is going to be our Why Did I Watch That episode? We will focus on one of our bad movie reviews, and we watch the bad movies so you don't have to. We try to find something positive, and if we can, wonderful. If we can't, then it's just going to fill the wrath. If we come across another birdemic, then we'll make sure to let you know that we came across another birdemic.
Yeah, but let me know so I can skip that Weigh In Wednesday.
Right.
That movie was terrible.
Next
I didn't
movie
even watch
is
it.
Barely Lethal. So be sure to check out our first Wednesday, February, where we will be doing Barely Lethal. Haley Steinfeld and a cast of others.
Game of Thrones, Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
Jessica Alba.
And somehow this movie was rated very, very poorly. So I'm intrigued. I am intrigued.
Think like real life Totally Spies. but without all the like Technicolor.
All the stuff that made it good.
Yeah, and they made like a gritty. They like if Christopher Nolan made Totally Spies.
Oh no!
That yeah. Yeah, that seems challenging to say the least.
Could that be the title of the episode when it goes on YouTube?
I will. Christopher Nolan makes Totally Spies. Yes, that'll be.
I mean, seriously though, because he has Haley Steinfeld, homegirl from Game of Thrones / Jean Grey, and Dove
Sophie
Cameron
Turner
in that movie, and like Dove Cameron was on Agents of Shield, so she's done like Marvel action, all that stuff. He's got those three in that movie. That could have been Junior Charlie's Angels, but
right. I mean,
it was like a couple of choices, and Jessica Alba, who, I mean, I think even if they had, I will get into it when we watch it.
Okay.
When we talk about it.
Tonight, second Wednesday of every month. Second Wednesday, we're going to turn our second Wednesday into our kind of our free for all. We have a post in our Facebook group, Topic Tuesdays, and it's an opportunity for those of you who.
It's our free period.
Yeah, it's our free period, and it gives us an opportunity just to discuss whatever it is you all want to talk about. So if you have ideas, things you want to discuss, put it in the Topic Tuesday comments, and we'll be sure to tag you and let you know that that's the topic for that particular episode. And of course, now that we're getting back into our run of new shows, we'll probably have like some weekly follow-ups and things like that. I don't like doing full recaps because if you watch it, you watch it. But when there's something good in an episode, it deserves to be talked about and that sort of thing. And I like to do that. I like to talk about what we saw, not just recap it. But today being third Wednesday, is going to be launch of another series called Fan Casted. We are selecting a movie. We've come up with a list of movies that we either want to see made or want to remake. It could be rebooted, however you see fit. And we are coming up with the cast. Usually 4 to 5 of the main players in the movie, bless you, as well as perhaps a director. If you redid a Tarantino movie, who would you get to direct this remake? Because certain directors have certain styles, and I think it's important to give those directors due and point out who would be it. Today's movie is Back to the Future. So we are casting Back to the Future, and the roles, correct me if I'm wrong here, but we were looking for Marty, Doc Brown, George McFly, Lorraine, and Biff. Those are the 5 characters that we're looking to recast. I came up with 2 casts, and I really, 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 really struggled with one of the characters on one of my castings. But I'm curious because I'm sure my co-hosts here will come up with something. Maybe you guys can help me think of somebody for one of these characters. I just struggled with it. But before we get into that, our first segment today, let's talk about some recent TV shows. Everybody take a deep breath.
Get ready, Jeff. Get ready. Get ready.
Y'all go first. I think
get ready.
I think the people who watch The Last of Us, y'all should go first. Talk about that.
I want to end on a positive note.
Start on a positive note.
Start on a positive note. Okay, because we are going to come back to our fan casting, so we will end the show on a positive note.
Exactly. Make it a shit sandwich.
I will make this a spoiler free for those of you who have not watched it. But Last of Us on HBO is fantastic. It is perhaps the best video game adaptation in one episode, period. And Sonic, the movie, exists.
And I had a feeling that it was going to be that way just because, like, it's The Last of Us. Like, you have a really good established like formula. It's really hard to fuck that up.
It really is.
So I had no doubt in my mind that it was going to do well, and I'm hearing nothing but positives about.
I mean, there's nothing but positive to say. I mean, it does exactly what you expect it to do. It honors the spirit of the game. It brings all of the emotion and intensity from the game. And it is interesting to the point where people who have not played the game are going to see this and ask themselves, like,
Why did I not play this game?
Why didn't I play this? And I think they're going to see
I
a
know
boost
I
in
ain't
sales.
played
A lot of people are.
Of course, because this is all that this is for. This is to push the game again.
I mean, and it's going to do that because I am certain that there are going to be people who just from watching that first episode want to know, how do you play that as a game?
They're gonna buy it even if they just play level 1.
Yeah,
they bought it.
Yeah,
that's all they want. And we've got what, 4 versions of the game. You have the original, the digital remaster, the greatest hits, and then you have Last of Us 2. I think did that one make the greatest hits collection?
I don't think it did.
Okay. They probably didn't need to put it in there because they figure if you play 1 all the way through, you're gonna play 2.
Yeah.
So they just kind of ran with that.
Yeah, we're like, yeah, this is going to be more money because Sony would like to have your cash money dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Sony needs the money,
and this is definitely the way to get it. Even with the changes that they made in the show, they've done a really good job. Hey, Jeff, what's going on? That's Jeff Miller. Even with the changes that they made to the game or from the game for the TV series, they're logical, practical changes that make sense for a game. Because you play the game from a it's a third person perspective. You're just over the shoulder.
Right.
There's a lot of elements that still kind of give you that first person feeling because although you can see your character, you just kind of see your character's profile. There are occasions where, like, maybe you're crouched up against a wall or something like that, and you can see your whole character. But for the most part, you are still basically viewing the game from the perspective of the character. Because of that, you have this sense of immersion. Now that you are fully removed and just watching all of the events take place, there are some things that make more sense just because you can see the whole landscape and because you have insight and information that you wouldn't have when you are playing Joel, when you are playing Ellie. You wouldn't have that info. It does make practical sense for the show for them to do some of the things that they've done. But yeah, 5 stars all around. And like I said, even after just 1 episode, it is without a doubt. I mean, so much of it was like shot for shot, panel for panel. And to see it live action and not have to do a quick time event and not die because you missed was enjoyable, because now it's just like watching everything unfold. So I thoroughly enjoy it. I cannot wait every week to sit and watch, so much so that I was like, yep, I want to talk about this while it happens. So normally our spoiler content goes live for like television shows. We have a weekend embargo, but it becomes a free-for-all for spoiler threads Mondays at 2 p.m. I'm gonna have a live chat going next week. Like Sunday, when we're sitting down watching it, I'll have a live chat open. So catch me on Discord. We can talk about it right there. I've already created a link, a chat thread for Grown A Geeks, and this says live chat Last of Us. So next Sunday, hop in, chat, and if you're not a member of our group, once again, that QR code right over there in the corner, you scan that, and that'll take you everywhere you need to be to see everything that we have out. But I could just sit and rave and talk wonderful about Last of Us. Has anybody else seen it? Who else watched that episode? What'd you think?
I watched. Actually, we watched it. Actually, and she enjoyed it.
Oh, and having not even like played the game or anything?
I've never played the game.
Okay.
Well, you're in for a ride.
I never played the game either, but I heard
You're
some zombie stuff, so
it.
I probably won't
You're
be
in
watching
for
the show.
you're in for a ride.
I got a question.
Yeah.
What's up?
Not to bring up something that might be like a downer,
If
but
it's the spoiler, I'll tell you.
no, it's not a spoiler. I don't know shit about it.
Okay.
But I like when you said they're making like changes and the changes they're making are like good ones that make sense. I remember back when we were watching Halo, that kind of seemed to be one of the things that, like, me as an outsider who didn't play the game, I couldn't really feel why you guys were like so harsh on the show.
Right.
And so maybe like having something like to compare that to now is helping me, like, I guess, understand like what you guys were thinking about, or what that difference was for you guys, and feeling like, I mean, I felt like it was a decent show, but I feel like you guys were just like, no, but this shit ain't Halo. It's like Halo-ish, but
right.
it ain't Halo
adjacent.
Right.
Right. I mean, I think oftentimes when you, and this is probably true for most video game adaptations, the very first criticism that you're typically going to see is what changed. If you take something that's well established, and I mean, when you talk about Halo is so well established, just take the cutscenes and film that live action. You don't have to do anything different, and it would have everybody would have just like drooled over it.
And it's like, see, for me, like, my only experience with Halo is just like a bunch of people playing against each other. So I didn't even really realize like there's a story and kids was kidnapped and there's people implanted inside people. I didn't even know it was a brain implant and all that. I was like, what is this Cortana shit? Like, this is weird. Like, I thought this was just a shoot 'em up game.
And that's fair. I mean, the frag community and everybody who was, you know, we would have LAN parties for Halo when it came out. You and your friends would get together, hook 4 Xboxes up to 4 TVs, and have 16-player multiplayer battles. And that's where the what you're talking about, that's where that came from. But even just the story, as you go through and you play, and people who played it on hard and then played it on legendary and beat it on legendary and collected skulls and everything that went with it. I mean, Halo has like 8 games, I believe. Because I mean, there's 5 in the main story. Halo ODST, Halo Wars, which is okay. Halo Infinite,
Halo Reach.
I think it might be like a cultural thing too, because like y'all know, black people, we don't be like really playing through the whole game. We just get good enough so we can.
Who's we?
No, I mean, not everybody, but like, you know, when you go to your cousin's house, like, you know, you got a friend that's good at Street Fighter. He ain't never beat the whole Street Fighter game before, but he can just do what he can do and get busy with the characters that he knows.
Right.
And I feel like
while
that was my experience with Halo. It was just like a bunch of, like, they weren't like serious gamers. They were just like, oh, this game is popular. They played Madden more than they played Halo, but like they would pull Halo out just like you would pull out GoldenEye or something like that.
Right.
Like,
and see,
me and my cousins, they never beat the GoldenEye story game. All we did was play.
I was just about to say, there's a whole game to GoldenEye, and most people forget because they just play the multiplayer. You know what I'm saying? They don't go through the actual game,
right?
But
that was my same experience with Halo,
and that's fair to a degree. And honestly, that's why like first person shooters have kind of evolved the way that they have, and that's why you have things like Fortnite and Apex Legends and Warzone, where all you want is the multiplayer. Cool, here you go.
Right.
You don't have to play the entire Call of Duty story. You don't care what Captain Price is doing right now. Don't worry about it. Exactly. Just play this part, you know, and that's fine. Now, there are some people who probably are a bit more of the hardcore gamers, and like, I'm not going to play the multiplayer till I beat the campaign, or I at least got to get some treadway in the campaign before I jump into that multiplayer, just so I have, in my mind, a valid reason for owning the game. I don't want to just get it for the multiplayer. And a lot of times, I can do the multiplayer. It's a part of it, but I don't like when it's forced on me. Destiny. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, leave it optional. Let it be something that I choose to do. And because there are games where it's just multiplayer. Apex Legends is just multiplayer. Fortnite is just multiplayer. I think there's like, correct me if is there like not a small little like single player thing you can do?
There is, for at least for Fortnite, there is a campaign. You can do it single player or multiplayer. That's what came out, like that's what was advertised first, and it did come out first, but the battle royale became much more popular. So the campaign is kind of a bonus now. You can play that if you want to.
Yeah. And
but that's not where the money is. But you can like, if you get like their membership now that they have, you just get that, and even if you cancel the membership, you still just own that. You own the campaign. You can play that whenever.
Okay, well,
So,
that's still kind of nifty and helpful.
Yeah,
but I would say, to your point about Halo,
that point.
When you compare something like just like so many feelings there, but when you compare something like Halo to The Last of Us, I can appreciate what Halo tried to do, the television series. I can appreciate what they tried to do. I genuinely believe it was the way they went about doing it that was the turnoff. But
you think people just couldn't get over them showing his face so soon? Even though it was ultimately the right choice,
that's a big part of it, because
I was about to say
of the fact that his face being shown is such a big deal in the games. The way that they just kind of blew the load. Episode 2?
1
was it episode 1? Holy shit!
It was episode 1.
Do you think they did that because they were like, I don't want people to think we're trying to be a fake Mandalorian?
I do believe that they. Well,
I think they're bad at foreplay.
The funny thing is, though, it's like, if you want to do that, there's still a time and a place to do it. And because it had no significance to the story for him to take the helmet off, at least I can say in The Mandalorian, when they did it, it was like, it had that shock value that they wanted, and they were better for it. You know what I'm saying? And then you come around and you see there's repercussions as a result. Like, it got integrated into the story. Having Master Chief take the helmet off and then have it off at this point, don't even put it back on.
You know what the thing is, though? The difference between Mandalorian and Halo
I just got upset about that.
If you didn't know anything about Star Wars, right? When you come into the Mandalorian, you learn that him keeping his helmet on is like a thing.
Yeah.
So, but if you never played Halo before, like me, I was literally like, "What's the big deal?" And you guys were like so upset. You're like, "How could they do this?"
It's like terrible. It's bad.
And in my mind, I'm like, "So y'all really wanted them to do this whole show with him just in the Halo helmet the whole time?"
Yes.
So
and that's where
I'm going to put it in perspective real quick.
Go ahead, Ty.
That is like all of us who played Halo we've gone to this restaurant all the time, and we get this delicious steak and mac and cheese, and it's decadent. The cheese has sauce, and it's a great time. And we invite you to come and join with us. And so you can get it, and they changed it. It's now just Kraft mac and cheese, which you've had. You like Kraft mac and cheese, but we're fucking pissed because they changed something that was great.
You know what? That is a perfect analogy. Oh my god.
Yeah, and it wasn't even like the good
mac
shells
and cheese was fine.
It wasn't even the shells and cheese.
Right, it wasn't even the shells and cheese with the cheese sauce. It was the powdered shit. the 25 cent a box stuff. Like, what is this? But no, I mean, like
the fucking Sonic the Hedgehog promotion.
I'm like, you brought me here. I don't know.
Right.
Like, that's what it was.
I'm having a good time.
See, and one of the things I will say, and it's like, honestly, I appreciate having other geeks to help give me perspective on things that I don't always understand, because I was ready to like just swear off the whole show and just be like, fuck this, I'm not watching it. Why would they do this to Halo? I'm done. And Jeff was really like, but it seemed like a good show. Like, there's a whole story. And I was like, all right, I'll watch another episode. By the end of the series, I was like, okay, this shit's pretty good. Like it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
This ain't my Halo.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? This
You
ain't
know
the
what
Halo
it's
I grew
like?
up
You know
on.
what y'all are like? This is like the
What?
rom-com where it's like the two people who've been arguing the whole damn movie. Like you're the girl who like finally comes around. Like he came around first and was like, all right, we need to cut this shit out. You know we meant to be. And you like, I don't know. You know how you be acting. And then at the end it's like, okay, Craig.
Right.
Oh,
No, I mean,
crap.
It's like, all right, Master
like I said,
Chief,
that's-
I guess, you know.
And like I said,
I'm
that's-
sorry.
That's absolutely fair. And I think Todd's analogy is probably
Yeah.
very accurate as well. Cause I still like mac and
So-
cheese. Some days boxed mac and cheese is adequate.
So Mark in
It's-
chat saying like, so y'all saying I need to finish it? Yeah, honestly, yeah. Go ahead and finish.
Yeah.
Go ahead and finish it.
Yeah,
Go
I would
ahead.
absolutely say like, and I even came back and said like, Halo actually like it is a good show.
It's not Halo like you used to.
Oh,
This
there you
is-
go. I was
This
about
is
to
this
say.
is more like
This
instead
is
of
that
Halo,
one
this is
time-
disc. This is disc.
I always have a hard time understanding when people say it's good for what it is.
Yeah.
Until I see some shit like Halo, and I'm like, you know what? It's good for what it is.
Yeah.
It is not good as a Halo adaptation.
Yeah.
It is a good science
Like,
fiction story
Did this make
that
me want to
they're
go out and play
telling
Infinite? Nah.
with this character called Master Chief, who is enhanced and
Yeah.
has this badass suit and can like kill some aliens.
Yeah.
It
Did make
has
me
a
want-
lot of the elements that make
like
it Halo.
The romance thing was like a little weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was. I was like,
'Cause ain't none of
because I
that-
wanted to be because we didn't talk about it like after it all finished, and I was
Because
just like,
ain't none of that in Halo.
I was gonna say, it's in the game.
No,
No.
not at all.
And see,
No.
I
that's,
didn't know
that's
it
what I'm
was a
saying.
sci-fi
Like,
romance.
given
This
that
is-
they wanted to explore and expand Master Chief's backstory
Master
and
Chief sleeping with the enemy.
and all of that. I mean, honestly, really what it should have been called Master Chief.
You see,
If they had called
you
the
know
show
what?
Master Chief
You know
and
what?
not called it Halo.
No, because you know what's going to happen? You're going to get people pissed because they thought they're watching Master Chef.
No. Just you don't even have to do that. You don't even have to say Master Chief
Is this
versus
a
Halo.
cooking show?
You know what you call it? You know what you call it? Just call it Spartan.
Yes,
Ooh.
that's
It's all
it
Spartan.
right there.
Just call it Spartan.
Yeah, and you can still have the intro based on
Mm-hmm.
Bungie's Halo,
Yep.
and it works because if you tell me and help me understand that this is his backstory, maybe dated a little different, and the way they use dates in Halo is like the way they use dates in Star Wars. Nobody really understands that shit.
Nobody cares.
It doesn't matter.
Like
You
as
just
fuck.
know it happened at some point. If you tell me that everything that I watched in this TV show took place before he landed in the first game or something, dope. Fantastic fucking show. It
Mhm.
rocks. But if you're telling me this is Master Chief, that this is Halo, no, it ain't.
Exactly.
No, it ain't.
There's
And
a
that's
whole
what
there's a whole ass story that we could have done like before the first Halo. Like there's a story there that we could have had.
now
Like why is Master Chief the guy? Why is he
Right.
the guy that you call? Right?
and
you
we
could've-
don't
Easy.
get that.
That's an easy show.
You know, to,
Every one of those Spartans was kind of badass.
to Jeffrey's point, this is a romance movie where they're like, hey, I'm a princess. And you find out, like, no, you're not a princess, but you're still pretty cool. If you would have just gone as not a princess, we would have been fine the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
I mean, there again, it's when you look at something like Halo.
I'm looking at Jeff down there. He's like, I'm ready to take this next topic about to get a whole.
I was about
asshole
to say,
story.
actually, I was not expecting the show Halo to be as sexy as it was.
Because it's not supposed to. Ugh.
I know.
Right. Like okay,
But
the
it was
only
like
thing
it was
so-
like a lot of
Still-
tension.
I still feel weird watching that. Like
Even that mean white lady.
I will say, yeah, like
What
she
you
was
mean?
like, there's something about her.
Real
like-
mean.
I'm
Like, I know why you
expecting-
get away with stuff.
I'm expecting this whole show, man. Master Chief's over here just going to be snapping alien necks all show. Now he's over here glazing yams, and I don't like this.
getting jiggy. Like
I don't like
What
it.
is-
Snapping
your
necks
favorite?
and clapping cheeks.
Right.
Like,
I don't-
that is
I'm
not-
still human.
bumping
I mean,
the Goonies. just
apparently,
out
has,
here.
even Spartans have needs.
I don't know.
Apparently,
No,
Spartans
they
have
don't.
needs.
The whole suit does everything for them. Come on now.
Nah, he took the chip
It will
out.
jerk them all. It will feed them.
But see,
He
and
said,
the
I
funny
took the
part
chip
is,
out so I
like,
can feel.
All in one.
Oh, now
All in
check this
one,
out.
baby.
even then,
So I
there's
need to
like this
feel.
whole weird subculture, probably somewhere on Reddit, dedicated to Cortana and her relationship
Oh yeah, no,
with
there's
Master
sites.
Chief.
There's sites for that. There's sites for
And
that.
the
All over
fact
the
that
place.
we
You
have-
gotta
That's
know where to look.
creepy.
Now, Cortana, when you talk about like the suit should take care of everything, Cortana being the chip, and she being like this AI that
Ah.
the suit's supposed to take care of
Sam,
everything.
stop.
And there's a-
Stop.
and Cortana.
Oh, man.
Stop.
I'm just saying.
Stop.
I'm just saying, man.
No more. No more.
He's here to
No
focus on war.
Mm,
Okay,
No.
Man.
he's here to focus.
Because the
on
first
war.
time Cortana feel that, it's a wrap. She's taking over.
I'm done.
She never giving the body back. This is the Phoenix saga.
I'm done.
Right, and you know what? They've got a whole little side story in the games about, again, just the way Chief and Cortana relate to one another, because they've been through so much together that even though she's an AI, she has essentially fallen in love with Chief, and he loves her to a certain degree, to where when his, and I mean, like, fuck a spoiler on this, but even when the chip gets corrupted at one part of the game, and he has to like take it out and put it into the computer at the ship to do this and do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a heartfelt moment, because you know she's gonna die,
Mm-hmm.
and because of
Is
that,
the
like,
spoiler over.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like, that's a moment where here's something you shouldn't have feelings for. But you
Also,
do,
Halo
and
4
you
came
get
out.
why.
Dog, come on. Halo 4 came out like a while ago, man. Come on now.
And you're not gonna convince me that that's on your backlog.
Oh, I thought this was part of the show because I didn't watch the show
No,
yet.
no.
he's talking about the game.
Okay, yeah, in the game I know
the show.
that.
That's like, hold on, man.
Well,
Hold
'cause
on. Halo
it's-
4 been out for a minute.
Because I came in and like months ago when you guys like, nah, it's trash. It they totally butchered it, and I'm like, all right, let me not bother. But now
It
that I'm
is.
hearing it actually is a good show, as
It's-
long as you go in realizing it's not
So-
Halo.
It's kind of how I feel about Mass Effect Andromeda. Like it's good, but it's not Halo good, if that makes sense, you know? Like
And
Mass
that's
Effect
fine.
Andromeda, Mass Effect Andromeda is a
Sometimes
really
Little
good
Caesars
game.
Pizza will do it for me.
You know,
There you go. There you go.
I see you.
There you
Ty on
go.
a roll today. Okay,
I got segues. He's got analogies. It's how
Okay.
it works around here.
Say, Ty on fire tonight. Let's
In
go.
comparison, you know, the way that they've portrayed Joel, Ellie, and really all of the characters is such a, I feel like it was a requirement for everyone who was cast to play and finish the first game.
That would be nice.
And it kind of feels that way because it seems like everybody understands the assignment. The writers understood the assignment. The cast understands the assignment. So when you're watching The Last of Us, you have that nostalgia factor, having played it. And you have, for those people who haven't played it, it's just as good as it was in the game as a TV show. So it's worthy of all the accolades that it got as a game. And I see those same accolades on screen. So can't say the same for Halo. What you got?
See, you're making me really want to spend that $20.
If you
Because I've never played Last of Us.
of Us,
I will tell
Like,
you
I
this
just-
right now. Like the fact that they're selling that version of Last of Us for $20 is a crime. That is so cheap for that game.
yeah.
It is
And
really
and
cheap.
money well spent.
Yeah.
It is, I want to say, okay, The Last of Us won Game of the Year when it came out.
And then again,
The next year when they did the
Oh, wow.
remastered version.
yeah.
That's how
Same
good
game
the
won 2 Game of the Year awards, and nobody contested it.
Didn't have a problem with it. We were like, yeah.
Nobody said shit
Yeah.
because it's that good.
Based on what came out this year, it wins again. That's how good it is. So $20 well spent. I can't. Last of Us 2, hold off on that. I'll let you borrow my copy.
Yeah,
don't buy that one.
Play an hour first before you decide to drop money on it. Like, I enjoyed it, but like everybody was just like, "Oh, it's the best game ever." I'm like, it's all right. It's okay.
Right.
We didn't need it.
It's good for what it is.
I mean, if
Exactly.
Another one of the times where that fits. That fits. It's a continuation of the story, and it's one of those things where, like, if we do not need a Last of Us 3. If they did it, kept the same team and made it, I would play it, and I would expect it to be a certain level of good.
Yeah,
but
like I'm not gonna dread.
It's okay if
through
we
a
stop.
third Last of Us game like I did. Like I'll do one playthrough. I did it for Last of Us 2. I don't see myself going back to that game ever, but like it was fine for when I played it. It's cool. It was fine. Yeah, it was a game.
But that was Last of Us. That is fantastic. I just saw the trailer for Mandalorian season 3.
Oh shit.
Looking for that. I posted that trailer.
I ain't even gonna watch the trailer. I know I'm gonna watch the show. So
there you go. You don't need a teaser.
I don't need it. I don't want to know nothing.
I seen the things I wanted to see, so I'm happy and excited. All they got to do now is give me my Ahsoka show.
I don't need foreplay. Just give it to me.
Right. Yeah.
Like, just come on. Where's Ahsoka?
Let's go.
I mean, dinner in a movie is nice.
I don't know if we had the right movie.
No, I mean, put on Halo.
All right, it'll be all good. Anybody else in there? Now that was a lot of the good. I watched Kaleidoscope. That has a lot of mixed reviews. Apparently, everybody's order on their Netflix queue is different.
Yeah, so, there's like 40,000 different ways to watch the show. Apparently,
yeah, there's
I haven't watched one of
what?
them.
So this show, it's a heist show.
It's basically designed where you can start watching any episode and watch any episode in any order, and it's not supposed to like take anything away from the show. So it's no like right order to watch it in. Apparently, I haven't watched it yet. But
so I'm gonna ask this then. Who did either of you finish it yet?
Yes,
I haven't even started.
I need to start it.
Is it an interesting gimmick, or does it transcend what has been a staple in storytelling?
Yes.
All right, that's an answer.
So the reason I say that, okay, so
out of all the answers, that's one of them.
It is gimmicky. I will say that it is gimmicky because watching the order that I watched, and I was like looking it up, and I saw that there were all these different orders that you could watch, and there was like the Tarantino order and the such and such order and the chronological order, and I was just like, you know what, press play. And I found that I watched, if it was 9 episodes, I watched the first 8 episodes the first day I sat down. It was like 5 a.m. I was like, I should probably go to bed. And so I finished that next episode the following day. But I could have watched the whole thing in one sitting. It had me that engaged and entertained. It does not have, because it doesn't have a bearing on the storytelling, I feel like it is just gimmicky. So it doesn't do anything. Have you seen Memento?
Yes.
If you saw Memento, and that's been out for a while, I just feel like we should just keep the spoiler warning up at all times. But we haven't. You know what? We got a disclaimer, so screw it. when you watch Memento, you have the black and white segments and you have the color segments.
Right.
And you get to a point where you realize that like the black and white segments are running in one direction and the color segments are running in another direction. And eventually they meet. And when they meet, the show transitions from black and white to color and ends. You technically end the show you end the movie kind of in the middle.
Right. But whereas that felt like something new, not for the sake of just the gimmick, but for actually the storytelling, does Kaleidoscope achieve that same result?
I would
Your
have to watch
face
it.
inside.
I would have to watch it in a different order to say for sure.
Okay.
Because
And that's
are
what I'm
you-
waiting for.
Are
I'm
you
waiting for people to watch it in a
interested?
different
yes. Yes, I am honestly I am genuinely interested in watching it in another order. Because like they have the episodes labeled in take Reservoir Dogs for example.
Okay.
Every scene in Reservoir Dogs takes place at a different point in that heist.
Yeah.
If you were to take all of that, clip it up, and put it in order, the movie you would get would be a different movie than you originally watched. I remember a few years ago, a few. That's how we do. That's the way time works. But a few years ago, this shit happened when I was in high school. Maybe not that long ago. But anyway, somebody took Pulp Fiction and they did an edit on Pulp Fiction and edited it so that it was in chronological order. Right? So that Pulp Fiction had a beginning, a middle, and an end, as opposed to everything kind of being out of order the way that it is. And when you see it in that direction, it tells a slightly different story. It's a lot easier to follow for one, because you know that this event took place before that event, but this event led to that event, et cetera, et cetera. So it actually is a slightly different movie when it's seen in a different order. So I'm wondering with Kaleidoscope, the one thing they do that I think may take away from it is at the beginning of each episode, they give you like essentially a timestamp to tell you when this episode takes place. Since you always have context for when it takes place, you know that this event happens here, but that event happens there. This event was here. And I think that's the only reason it doesn't fully transcend the genre of a heist film, because you know exactly where you are.
Okay. That's a fair answer.
Even so, I think there are some things that you would be able to detect easier in different orders. So I am very much interested in watching it a second time. The first time I watched was kind of jumbled. The next one I want to do is chronological order. I want to start at the beginning and go to the end in timeline, in the proper timeline, so that everything takes place one after the other, and then see if the story is different. And I think that would tell me for sure if it switches up, if it changes, and if it's a little different. So, but yeah, I did enjoy that. Got the wife to watch the first episode, and she went to sleep, and I watched the rest of the episodes. And then she was like, "Baby, it's 5." I was like, "Okay." I turned it off, and I watched the next episode the next day. So I don't usually binge
The
like
next
that.
day or that morning?
Later, I'm just later. After, it was probably
The
around
answer-
2 or 3.
The answer is yes.
Right. Again, just a yes. Watch something else this weekend. And it was funny because so as we're scrolling through looking for something to watch, the wife and I are sitting down and she sees a trailer for Velma. And so she presses play. She actually pressed play on the episode, not the trailer. She was like, we're like 10 minutes in. She's like, this is a long trailer. I was like, baby, this is the show. And the fact that, let me just open with saying the fact that she didn't know that we were actually watching the show, that she thought she might still be watching a trailer, was my first sign
the red flags are abound.
Right.
And for what it's
Oh,
worth, at this
man.
point, someone had already asked me to
Don't do
carve
it.
out a little bit of time
Oh,
so that we could discuss
shit on it.
Velma.
I
Mindy
mean,
Kaling.
Jeff, you got notes? I got notes, bro. Like, I got
all right. Look,
notes.
this okay.
I got notes.
I'm
You got notes?
I'm gonna start this way.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I went into this with high expectations to a degree
I'm sorry.
Okay.
because I have a weird thing with Mindy Kaling. I think she's a good writer when it comes to like dialogue and stuff,
Mhm.
but her obsession with white men who look like BJ Novak is just sometimes it just overshadows everything that you're trying to watch. Like if you look at
That's it.
BJ Novak, then look at the doctor with the dark hair on Mindy Project.
Oh,
God.
man.
Then look at the boy who she got the Indian dude all up on, the Indian girl all up on, and Never Have I Ever. He's a little mini BJ Novak, Jewish boy,
Where's my clip?
right? And then, I mean, the girl
Oh,
in Secret Life of College Girls, all she want to sleep with is little college writers who write for papers. Like this girl, fine as hell. She's sleeping with dorky dudes who write comedy papers. Come on, Mindy Kaling, like we get it. Move on, okay? But I think she writes good dialogue. I think sometimes like she has a few issues with just like some cultural things, in my personal opinion. But
Yeah,
I
we
can see how
found
might,
that out.
Yeah, I feel like people might not. That's not a hang up for everybody. But with this show, it was kind of the last straw for me and Mindy Kaling when it comes to like black dudes. And it's just like every black dude that she puts in her shows be doing shit that black dudes don't be doing. And I'm just like, why? And so like, cool, you made Shaggy black, but like now Shaggy don't smoke weed.
What?
Why is that? Why that choice?
He hates drugs.
Why the choice to make Shaggy this square who you are using basically to laugh at, to cure your social anxiety?
Hold on 1 second.
Like,
what you finna say? What you finna say? Please.
Ask
question. Shaggy did not smoke weed. He ate it.
True.
He don't do no drugs. He don't do no drugs here.
He a snack blogger on YouTube. And his name is Norval.
He's not even Shaggy in there. He's Norval.
But
I mean, which is his name? Which is his name? But still,
I think what's worse is we're going to see the character become that Shaggy as a result of the relationship with Velma, and that to me is even worse.
Yeah.
Somehow she drove him to drugs.
And we're gonna see it because somehow this show got a season 2. Somehow.
Already? Didn't that show just come out?
The show came out 20 minutes ago and it already got approved for a second season.
Because everybody hate watched the first couple episodes and they were like, oh yeah, they love it. It's like, are you reading what they're saying about it? And it's like they don't care. But at the end of the day, it's like
they're doing a Morbius.
Yes.
No, what they're doing is Mindy Kaling watched Harley Quinn and was like, I could do that.
That's exactly what
happened. My Jeff,
so
you hit it on the head.
And respect to her, because as an artist, I see people draw stuff and be like, I could do that. I see people who design things, I'd be like, I could do that.
I feel like
my biggest flaw.
This should have been in the oven for a little bit longer.
Honestly, I don't even feel
they
like
should have showed some black people other than Sam Richardson.
Honestly, at this point, I would have rather them not. I would have rather them not show any black people at all. Just keep everybody white. I don't care anymore. I'm tired.
I mean, I still think it's interesting that when I'm looking at Daphne, she's supposed to be of Asian descent.
She's Chinese.
I couldn't tell.
Something.
She's Chinese.
Yeah, she's just a little white.
I'm looking at the character. I couldn't tell. And I don't say that mockingly. I say that it wasn't until it was stated that was obvious. And I don't know if
stated numerous times.
I don't know if there was fear of backlash for drawing it, as it would have, like, you would have had to make a caricature or something.
And can I say something too? I want to say about the art. I think that the art and the art direction on the show actually is phenomenal. I think the way they've been animating like the horror elements, animating her like anxiety through horror, stuff crawling under her skin and all that stuff, I think is a very, very, very beautifully executed and animated show. And I do want to make sure I say that because
you know what?
It's like the animators and the people who are drawing this stuff are, you know, they're hearing all the criticism too, but I don't think that they're hearing enough praise for the work that they're doing. Like the person we mad at is Mindy Kaling and whoever like orchestrated and put all that story stuff together. So the people who drew and executed it, like they did a great job of what they were getting.
No, I'll give you that. Like I don't. No, I'll give you that. Like I actually don't have anything bad to say about the art style. I genuinely enjoy it. Like outside of like little things here and there.
Yeah.
So like, and honestly, like for every review that I've seen, at least to this point, I don't think I've seen anybody say anything bad about the animation. I think it's literally.
I just want to make sure we say something good about it too.
Oh yeah, no, this thing's batting -1,000 already, so we got to give it something. But yeah, like everything else, like every review is saying something bad about literally everything else about the show.
And my thing with Sam Richardson is I just want to talk to him and just be like, look, bro, like you funny, but like let's put up like the cast of like everything you've ever been in. Like, why are you the only black dude in everything you in all the time?
Because sometimes you just want $1 million.
Yeah, but like
sometimes you just want $1 million. Yeah, a check is a check.
Like you ain't feel no kind of way reading that in the booth, like having Mindy. You got to listen to Mindy Kaling laughing at you like that.
He probably
no kind of way.
He probably did until he went to go cash that check.
See, I need to hit him with the Get Out flashbulb. We got to check on that brother. We got to check on that brother.
He know what he's doing. Like he probably didn't enjoy it, but he sure the fuck enjoyed that check.
He's a working actor. That's the important part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
okay.
My biggest, I think my biggest complaint with Velma, and it's funny because that was exactly what those were the words I gave Celeste. I said, this is a bad version of Harley Quinn. And my wife kind of looked at me funny, and I was like, okay, so you have to watch Harley Quinn. That's a fantastic show.
That's too high a praise right there.
And I was explaining to her, I was like, the show tries so very hard to be intelligent humor,
subversive,
and they want to be edgy.
Nah, hold on.
But it's
just F not, Mindy Kaling. I just thought about something.
Just not funny.
Like how you gonna make a cartoon where you making a cartoon and then you gonna make a joke in the cartoon talking about 420 is just code for adults who like cartoons. Like this is your audience you talking to. Like you're not one of us to be talking down to us like this. You haven't made no animated shows that we already fuck with where you can come in and be like, oh, we got inside jokes. You ain't make Venture Brothers. You ain't make Aqua Teen Hunger Force. You ain't make none of that stuff. You made the Mindy Project, bro.
To that point, I literally had this conversation
for a second. My bad.
I literally had this conversation at work about the show because as somebody's asked me if I watched Velvet, I was like, I gave it an episode and a half before I dropped it out of anger. And he's like, so what's the issue? I was like, all right, so let's put it like this. If you were to make this show a drinking game and you took a shot for every joke that they thought was going to land and it didn't, by the time you finished 15 minutes into episode 1, you will think that you had 6 fingers, 4 nipples, and 2 dicks by the end of that.
Yeah.
By the end of episode 2, you will die.
Yeah. And that's exactly, like I said, if you want to be edgy and you want to be cool and you want to have like all this intelligent writing and everything, that is fine. It can be done and it can be successful.
Yeah.
Kaylee Cuoco has shown us that because as much overexposure that Harley Quinn gets as a character, the fact that she's just so in your face and has to be a part of everything that comes out, I enjoy the hell out of that show. It is a great show, and it is a show that understands the characters. That is satire. That is true satire and a real parody of what Batman and that DC universe is, and they nail it.
And I think it is smart because we talked about this on the show. Like, basically, you're seeing everybody through Harley Quinn's eyes. So what you're seeing is their different like mental disabilities and neuroses, like because Harley Quinn is actually a very good psychiatrist, and that's just how she sees and processes the world. So we're processing these characters in a different way. I don't know how we're supposed to be processing Velma. Like, you a weirdo loner outsider chick. Like, what? Like, so what is like? Because to me, the vantage point just seems to be like, okay, like Velma's a selfish like loser who just happened to be like around these people. And I don't know, like, I've watched a lot of Scooby-Doo adaptations. I think Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated is probably the best one in my personal opinion, because it does the best job of like doing the episodic monster thing, but also like weaving that backstory across multiple episodes. And I think that the relationship dynamic on that show between Velma and Shaggy, where it was more like, bro, I loved him, but this motherfucker was too in love with his dog, is made more sense in terms of like what we were used to seeing with like the Scooby Gang. You know what I mean? But like this, I don't know what version of Scooby-Doo like Mindy Kaling grew up watching, or what version she did watch, but I don't think like, I feel like she just tried to be like, yeah, these characters actually are all ironically different from like what you really think they are. Like, Fred's not manly, he's like a crybaby. And it's just like, well, on Mystery Incorporated, what they did was, it was like, Fred is not like, Fred's traps never work.
Right.
And like
they
never have worked, but like we're gonna just see like a little bit more of like how oblivious Fred is to everything, even Daphne like throwing it at him. Because we all saw that when we were kids too, but for some reason on this show now it's like,
So the thing with Fred in Mystery Incorporated is that like he's dumb, but he means well. He's not like he's not an asshole about it. He tries his best. He's like,
he's a well-intentioned idiot.
These are your protagonists, bro.
Yeah. And then like in Velma, oh my god. So in Velma, here's the thing that I have with Velma. Here's the thing I have with Velma's cast. Everybody like in the main cast is just one character trait. One or two character traits. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So like Velma, she is a detective lesbian, and that's it, right?
Okay.
Daphne, mean girl drug dealer. Cool, fine. And then we get to Fred. He is whiny. He's dumb. He has a small dick. Yeah, there's like
underdeveloped, smooth skin.
He can't feed himself. Like,
right, well-intentioned idiot.
It's like, how are we supposed to get from this to these motherfuckers riding around in a van,
right,
together solving mysteries?
And then like,
I don't see how they're ever gonna like one another, let alone
there's so much just fucking like sexual assault on Fred specifically. Like,
they shot him in both legs.
Yeah, why?
And it was like, oops, wrong guy.
Fred specifically Fred. What?
Oh man,
let me tell you something. That first 10 minutes in the opening scene,
daddy
in the locker room,
Cuddies.
Oh god, I was so close to cutting it off right there. But that first 10 minutes that took place just like in the locker room and the whole bit that was going on there.
Yeah.
I'm looking and I'm like, okay, so we're going for shock value. I get it.
These girls are in high school.
Right.
even if
Like,
it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
right. And that, I mean, problematic to start.
Yeah.
Problematic to start. And that's what I'm like, okay, so we're going for shock value.
If you haven't seen the show at all, and your things like high school girls in high school,
do not stop.
it's
No,
it's
you stop talking.
It's exactly
You
what
stop
you think it
talking.
is. I'm not saying anything else. It's exactly what you think it is. Yes.
You stop talking there. Now you have to stop.
Yeah. No,
We're not
that's
promoting
all.
anything along
No,
those
that's
lines.
all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's girls in high school. It's exactly what you think it is. Leave it at that.
Mean Girls Plus.
Yes. Yeah.
They go all in with the shock value, and they're trying to get everything. And the dialogue that takes place during that moment, that's where you were talking like they really wanted it to be more clever than it is.
Oh, they
And let me
wanted
tell
to
you
be
something.
funny so bad.
I grew
Oh,
up, even if it wasn't funny, if it had just been as intelligent as they thought it was going to be.
man.
I grew up watching Dawson's Creek. I know what intelligent fucking high schoolers sound
Man.
like.
Yeah.
Okay. And those kids on Dawson's Creek, fucking Pacey and Joey and Dawson, nobody talks like that. Adults with fucking MIT graduates degrees don't talk like that.
Right.
The most intelligent individuals ever. And that's what they thought this was. And that was not the case.
And it's like, and the sad thing is, I think that she is like good mostly at writing like funny dialogue.
This
But I
wasn't
think
it.
she got the characters. I think she got the characters so wrong in their like character profile that it's like, well, you're saying like funny things, but like these are not the people who would say these funny things. And
there you go.
these
Yeah.
things are not funny about these people. Like Fred being like a little wimp or something, even if they do have him eat like some Mario Brothers mushroom and grow into the Fred with the ascot and all that. Like there was funny stuff, like his family owning like the neckwear company.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
that's funny because we all
You're
know
not
Fred
a real
has
man
ascots.
if you don't wear an ascot.
Right.
Like
Right.
Jones Ascot Factory. Like, I mean, there were parts of it that you could tell somebody knew what the hell Scooby-Doo was.
Right. It's like Velma always seemed to be just the most aware person there.
Yeah.
And so for her to be kind of portrayed as this like
Bitter
highly
lesbian.
neurotic, like self-absorbed, like
literally,
like you solve crimes, but you don't know Norval likes you.
literally a bitter lesbian is what was going on here, and I'm like, I don't like this.
Yeah, and it's like
I hate
I
this.
don't I
This is
just
bad.
don't understand.
Speaking of fucking Norville, God, you could not get further away from the Shaggy that we all knew from this guy. You could not. There's
All you had to do. Matthew
But
Lillard.
it's like, why would
still-
you want to?
Look, Matthew Lillard still exists.
I'm cool with them making a black Shaggy. I don't need him to have the same
Ron's
voice,
fun.
but I just feel like
The guy that does the
the-
voice for King Shark.
yeah,
With the
Ron
guy
Funches
Cedric
is cool.
from Reno 911.
it's not even like the voice acting. It's not even the voice
Plenty of
acting that's the
people.
problem. Is the problem is the character himself.
Yeah,
The
Like,
lines that he was given to read.
He was like the lines he was given to read. The fucking
this
the-
month she had this
every-
motherfucker outside in a Charlie Chaplin top hat,
Dog.
monocle, and suit in the rain,
Tails.
watching her eat French
Tails.
fries out the trash.
Dog.
What black dude you know gonna see a girl eat a French fry out the trash and be like,
I've never seen anybody.
I'm trying
I
so
need her.
hard. I'm
That
trying so hard to
down
get
can't
her.
stay away. Nah,
never
fam.
seen anybody that down bad for
Ain't no
somebody
way.
at all.
I mean, honestly, I would say in the 2 episodes I watched, the only scene that I really liked, and I feel like we're doing an episode of Why Did I Watch That? So I have to find at least one good thing.
We say good stuff. Beautiful gowns.
The one good thing that I
What
liked the moment Fred Jones had in the courtroom.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
Because that primal fear moment, I like that because I'm like, okay, so it is in there. And one day he could be the Fred Jones you expect, who's brave and not afraid and always wants to go in towards. He could eventually be that person.
yeah.
He's gonna have to snap every time.
I
But-
just don't want to watch them be like frenemies. Like that's not the energy I need in the Mystery Machine, dog.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever watch The League?
Yes.
So
That was
what?
Bryan Cranston claymation.
No, that was
The
with
League,
Steve
the show?
Rannazzisi. Yeah, the show.
With like
Steve
Paul.
Rannazzisi, Nick Kroll, Paul Scheer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that
what's his name?
I know what you're talking about.
With the crazy hair. Jason Mantzoukas.
Yeah, Jason Mantzoukas. So I'm wondering if what they're trying to do with Shaggy is they're trying to taco him. Who it's like he's like super cool and put together. But as soon as he gets weed, he's like a totally different character.
Oh, I
don't-
hate that. I hate that so much.
I mean, that's the only way I can think of them changing.
I know.
This was such an
it.
opportunity. This was such an opportunity to like show functional like marijuana smokers. Like I'm high right now.
Right.
Doing this show. You know what I'm saying? Like we need more representation of functional weed smokers, and Shaggy was like one of our animated patron saints where it's like we all know he high. Your mama knows Shaggy was smoking. Your daddy or eating or partaking, consuming. Everybody knows Shaggy was consuming.
Paranoid as fuck, but he still got shit done.
Exactly.
This one, he's just
and
like,
he had enough for Scooby snacks. He never ate the
Those
Scooby
Scooby
snack
snacks
money.
were gummies.
He didn't smoke up the gas money.
man. Speaking of
Functional.
Scooby, let's talk about Scooby. Wait, we can't because he's not fucking there. Not a fucking Great Dane, not a poodle, not a pit bull, nothing. We ain't got shit for Scooby. Why?
Because he's going to be at the season finale.
He better fucking not.
Damn. Well, there's gonna be a season 2, so
He's
Why,
gonna
Nah,
be
y'all
episode
already-
4 season 2.
You already set the expectation. I better not see a
Scooby-
fucking dog in here.
Scooby about to be a rescue dog from some episode.
Scooby about to be a fucking chihuahua, and I'm gonna hate it. I'm gonna hate this shit so much.
And they gonna all think Shaggy crazy because they gonna be like, the dog's not talking Norval. He's like,
Dog.
I'm the
So
only
y'all
person that can
haven't
hear
seen
this.
the latest news yet, huh?
What?
About
Sam,
what?
Sam, don't you fucking dare. What are you talking about?
Who did they cast?
You don't know about Scooby?
What Scooby?
Who did they cast?
You know what?
Sam
I'm gonna just
Jackson.
I'm gonna let it. Nope. I'm gonna let
Nope.
it speak for
I'm
Nah,
itself.
Googling that shit.
fuck this. I'm looking it up right now.
No.
All right, now I gotta look it up.
I'm gonna pull it up.
Like,
just stand by.
Nah,
I'ma
see,
see- I'm-
let
I'ma
me
find the-
give me an article or something. Ain't no fucking way. Because I ain't seen
Snoop
not
Dogg.
a damn dog ever.
It won't be a dog.
What?
What?
Excuse me?
So Shaggy's going to get the weed early and then just have like hallucinations or something.
Let me find.
Is that what's happening?
Nope.
What you mean? No.
Hold on.
What else could there be?
Velma's already having hallucinations without drugs.
Look, man, I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Does anybody? Okay, I will find the article. I know some of you are a little bit better than me. Mark the Beast, hop on this because you're real good at this thing.
So, like, I see that there was a licensing issue where they couldn't actually use Scooby in it, which is dumb. How are you not going to make a show with Scooby Doo?
The character of Scooby is going to end up being a girl,
A girl dog?
a female person.
What?
The article I have read, the news that is out. Let me find.
What?
We're all so confused right now.
What?
So
Nah.
Scooby Doo. It's gonna
Nah,
be a
nah,
girl
nah,
at
nah.
the school. Oh, I saw this picture. She got white hair.
I believe that's the one.
Don't do this.
Oh, I found it. Boom.
Oh no.
And
What you mean?
hold on, let me see here. Apparently the new character is supposed. Actually, that's
Coco Diablo. Oh no,
that
that's a
might
Coco
be-
Diablo.
No. Basically, Shaggy is he's gonna meet a girl. Her nickname or whatever is gonna be Scooby. And
Nah, bro.
All right, so what am I
So
gonna hate?
she made Shaggy a black man so she could laugh at him and then make him bone down with a dog character.
And the funny thing is
Scooby. Wait, what color is Scooby?
For the pictures, it looks like she's a brown girl. So
Yo, she got a What kind of brown? Brown? Brown like brown or brown like brown skinned black person?
I'm still stuck on like
I am going
Scooby
to
being
find-
a girl.
I'm going to find
who does the voice?
Who men Scooby Doo girl? I don't.
You know what? Let me see if they have her listed in Velma cast. Velma
like
show cast, because
hold on, no, I'm looking at something else. Someone was like, if you want a canon queer black woman featured in Scooby-Doo, try Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo. That's what I'm seeing.
What?
Okay, so we've got Velma, Shaggy, Daphne, Fred, Williams, Krista, Brenda, Tuba, Sophie, Gigi. Let me see if this. The report I found, and I apologize that I don't have it ready to drop in. Scooby is supposed to be a black girl, and that is going to be the love interest of Shaggy, and that is where we get Shaggy and Scooby. And it is I have to get the, like, I don't want to just put it out there and have bad press for it. I want to find what I saw. And of course, as I'm looking for it now, it's just like, even try to
probably
pull
had to scrub that.
Right, they had to rip that off real quick. Like, ooh, no, not good. But it's supposedly like Scooby with an eye.
Scooby with an eye? Oh my god!
Because they have to.
Sam's trying to find the article now. I just
okay.
Oh no!
Can we all collectively weep?
What?
Nah, man, it's just like, I don't understand.
Yeah,
man.
that's what it is. Like, is it that bad that none of us want to watch through and confirm that this is happening?
I don't understand. I'll wait for it to show up. If it show up, then I'll come back in.
Man, I don't.
Something.
Okay,
But
now
I hate this.
I was as positive as I could be about it.
And then you thought about it, like, nah,
And that's
fuck
it.
Mindy Kaling.
Now that if she makes Scooby a black woman,
oh, that's problematic
that's a
as fuck.
That's
All
a
of
wrap. It's a
itself.
wrap.
God damn.
I can't.
Nah, you
Nah,
can't.
I can't.
You can't make. Oh man.
Okay, hold on. Now, okay, just a rumor. I think I found it.
Okay.
She's a female foodie. She's a food reviewer. Her name is Scooby.
Okay.
And that's who Norville dates to get over Velma.
Oh my god.
And it could be, because the internet is the internet. So until we have something definitive,
I didn't think it could really get worse, but
it's all bad. It's all bad.
Challenge accepted.
And it's like, I know this, and I feel like, I know the optics on this is bad. It's just like 5 dudes like, yeah, man, this thing and it's like I said, I like a lot of things. I pretty much have watched every Mindy Kaling show that she's been on. Probably not I didn't watch all the Mindy Project, but that was a nice husband-wife sitcom when me and my wife first got married. It's like something we can both watch and be into, and it's like, this is weird, a little problematic, but whatever. Like, I'm not gonna change the channel after New Girl. Then I watched Secret Sex Life of College Girls. I'm like, that's up my alley. Like, teenage young adults, like, living life, figuring things out. I love watching shows like that. Some of the choices some of the characters make on the show, I'm just kind of like, this is not how this will play out in real life. But whatever, like it's well written. It's a smart show in some ways, and I enjoy it. So it's not even this thing of like I'm anti Mindy Kaling. I just been kind of looking at her like sideways for a while. It's still weird, really weird to me that like her brother pretended to be black to get into medical school. I know you can't really blame her for that, but it's like y'all grew up in the same house.
Wait, whoa,
So-
whoa, wait, whoa.
What?
Hold on.
What?
Oh, y'all didn't hear about this a few years ago?
No, what?
Mindy Kaling's brother basically like his senior year of high school, like changed his whole appearance, like started cutting his hair differently so he would look like a black dude so he could get into medical school. He basically like blackfished his way into medical school.
There's a movie
like-
called Soul Man.
Yeah,
Thomas C. Howell.
he soul manned his way.
Or C.
I
Thomas
mean,
Howell.
he didn't have to put on a blackface. He just went to a different barber and got his ears pierced and shit like that. But yeah, it like came out like a few
getting that
years
line
ago,
up.
and she was like, "Yeah, it's not like something me and my family are like proud about. This, that, and the third, blah blah blah." And I mean, I was kind of like, well, you can't really blame her for like her brother doing that. But then now I'm looking at just like how she treats like black people and black men in the stuff that she creates. And I'm like, well, yeah, I grew up in the same house. So just maybe you wouldn't go that far and like, you know, get some cornrows so you could go to Spelman. But that doesn't mean that like you get it and you understand. And I think some of the things that like I watch from her makes me feel like she's struggling a little bit to like understand like how she should talk about these things and how she should like show these people. Because it's like, as much as I want to get on like somebody like a Sam Richardson, because it is kind of weird to say, all right, bro, like you always in like this kind of stuff. But I know there's like stigmas where people like, yeah, you know, like once you in that kind of stuff, like black people are like, oh, like that's all you want to do, and then you get typecast, and now you're just the black dude who's
All
like
right.
cool around a whole bunch of white people.
I don't want to interrupt you, but I have to read this out. This is what I found. He has a website called almostblack.com
Yeah.
where he talks about how he hatched his plan as his grades weren't good enough to get into med school. So he shaved his head, trimmed his long Indian eyelashes, and applied to medical school as a black man.
Wow.
He says he joined the organization for black students and applied to schools using his middle name, JoJo. His plan had drawbacks. He now describes himself as a professional resume writer, interview coach, and graduate school application consultant. Cops harassed him. Store clerks accused him of shoplifting. Women were either scared or couldn't keep their This guy, what the fuck?
So he did a fucking social experiment on
That's what he
being
said.
black.
What started as
Yeah.
a devious ploy to gain admission
You remember
to
that
medical school
SNL
turned
sketch
into a
when Eddie
twisted
Murphy
social experiment.
spent a day as a white man?
And he did
He
this
was
for
like-
real.
Paper.
I would like to buy this newspaper.
It's all right, man. Go ahead. Take it.
What the fuck is going on? I'm tired, bro. I can't
Yeah.
do this anymore.
I think we need to move to a lighter topic.
Yeah. Okay. It does appear. Let me say it does
Enough
appear.
forensic files in the life of Mindy Kaling.
It
Right.
does appear that the information regarding the girl Scooby may be debunked. It looks like the character Gigi is in fact the same character. It's up and down. Is possible. Could be one thing. Could be another.
So it's Gigi. Her middle name or nickname is Scooby.
I
Who knows?
Kidding.
Nobody knows.
Don't do
I don't
that.
We'll
know
hate
anymore.
watching.
when the
find out.
episode comes out,
Watch it. Yeah, we'll hate watch it. Make it a whole thing. We'll find.
when
We'll
the
figure it
episode
out.
comes out, we will know for sure.
Can we mystery science 3000 that?
Yeah, I mean
You
we
know
could
what?
we could probably pull it up in Discord.
Hell yeah. I'm with it.
And
Fuck
I will
no.
say that just looking at the character Gigi and seeing another image of Gigi, they obviously got different artists to do it. So it kind of feels like
Yeah, she looked like a ghost.
bro.
no, not the one you saw. That's somebody different. That's a whole other character.
Oh, okay.
But we will see what's going to happen, because when I looked up the voice actresses, there is somebody listed for Gigi.
Lord.
Yvonne Orgy.
Yeah. And so, we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see Sam Richardson be with a black woman, even if it's just an animation.
If you had any basis for that, I would be upset. But damn, right? Like,
and it's like I like him, but I mean, even shit like going Southside.
I mean, what was the movie? Hooking Up. That was kind of like they did the road trip thing.
Man,
it wasn't great. It wasn't horrible, but you already know I watch questionable shit with Denisha, so you can't always take my judgment. I said I didn't cut it off. Let me just say that I ain't cut it off. That was it.
That's what Lorena Bobbitt said too.
Dog.
Okay, let's see. Well, you know what? That looks like a good spot. That right there looks like a good spot. You know what? Somebody specifically asked me to do this, so I will put it in at 122. Because they were like, you got the live show, but you need timestamps for. I'm like, bro, I don't know how to do that on a live show, but I'll try. So we're gonna put it in at 122 for the fan cast it Back to the Future. We'll go ahead and put that mark in. Boom. And look at that. We are exactly at the 122 mark. So the idea for this came up. We were all sitting around talking, and I want to say we accidentally did this shit when we were talking about the Fantastic Four.
It was an accident, yeah.
And that was so much fun. And if anybody hasn't been to the TikTok, I have all 3 parts of our discussion on remaking the Fantastic Four. We had a damn good cast for the Fantastic Four. The shit was actually going to be pretty entertaining. I hope that somehow gets made. And I feel like just some of the ideas that we come up with here at Grown A Geeks are worthy of a big budget from Hollywood. One of our shits need to get made. I was looking at a video earlier. Somebody had posted the music. There's this band called Postmodern Jukebox, and somebody was singing No Doubt, Don't Speak, but did it in this old-timey like 60s version, and it was a big deal. And I was like, okay, I can dig it. And somebody said that should be a James Bond theme. And I wrote out a whole plot for it right there. I was just like, here's a quick treatment. This is what the basis needs to be. Here's the characters. This is the general story. This is how it goes. And I'm like, I got to stop doing this shit, because if that movie gets fucking made, I'm going to be mad. But it would be my own fault because I just shared it for no reason. But today we're going to start with an all new casting. The only thing that I will add on is I will say, obviously everybody can participate. For those of you who are watching, feel free to leave comments for who you would like to cast. If you like these casting choices, dislike these casting choices. If you just want to know what the hell I was thinking when I picked some of these people, by all means, put that in the comments and let us know. If you think we've got a hit on our hands or you want to mix and match some of our selections, also put that in the comments. Let us know. And if there are any movies that you would like for us to cast, also put those in the comments. Without further ado, let's begin. Fan casted. I need like some fanfare. I need a
And Sam, I have a visual too that I'll be sending you throughout the show where I update with like the pictures of the actors and stuff, because I know if people don't know what people like look like and stuff.
Right. And you know what? I actually started to pull up a tier maker and put, instead of having like top tier, like
I'm already on top of it, baby. I'm already on top of it.
I was like, tier
actually
maker.
Downloaded pictures of my pick. Should I go ahead and put that in our chat?
Nope.
Okay. He's really. We did a draft
with every pick.
We did a Marvel draft one time. We've done a DC draft. We did an anime draft. We did a Star Wars draft. He has a format and a formula that's good. In fact, if you, you can send it to me. I can load it up, or if you want to screen share, you can take over and have it popped up.
No. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just, after every round, I'm gonna just send you a new image that you can put up.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So Also, David and David, if either of you want to participate and add in your call and who you want to be for any of these characters, or if you have thoughts and opinions, by all means, let us know.
I got slots for everybody.
Cool. All right, so I feel like these two kind of go hand in hand since we're talking about Back to the Future. Marty McFly and Doc Emmett Brown. I really feel like these two have to go hand in hand. So I feel like when you give one, you have to just go ahead and give the other. I don't think we need a whole lot of build up. Does that work for you, Jeff? I know you got that's a little extra work. So
I mean, I feel like we could just do our Marty McFlys.
all right. So
it's up to you.
Who wants to start? Anybody?
All right, so I'll go ahead and start.
Okay.
For my Marty McFly, I am going with Joe Keery from Stranger Things. Steve Harrington. Yes, sir.
I like that. I actually like that. I am curious as hell who your Doc Emmett Brown is going to be. But I could see that.
I think he plays likable enough that people will want to root for him, but he can also be hot-headed enough when someone starts calling him chicken.
Okay. And just aloof enough to fall for the hijinks and keep the story moving.
Yes.
Okay. I like that. See, now you got me rethinking some of my choices, damn it.
You should have gone first.
Just
always
stick by your guns.
Oh no, I have a beautifully cast movie. I'm not concerned about it, but it's just like, damn, I like that choice better. Your choice might work with my choice.
Okay.
Okay, so Jeff, you want next or you want me to take next?
Yeah, I can go next.
All right. So
my choice
who do you have in
for
your
Marty McFly is Isaac Ryan Brown. You guys probably don't know him.
Oh my God, I had the same guy.
You made the same pick?
Refresh my memory because it sounds familiar. I can't quite.
Raven's Home.
He's on Raven's Home. He's a Disney kid.
Oh my! I am tripping right now.
Oh,
that is awesome.
Okay.
That is awesome.
That's
Okay.
I like that. I like where we're going with this. You know what? Just because of that, I've got a really nice alternate. Because remember, I have 2 full castings. So I have an alternate for each. Mine is very mainstream. It's big budget. It's Hollywood.
Okay.
Tom Holland.
Somehow I had a feeling you were going to say that because I had that. That's like
I originally was saying that. I was like, no, someone's going to pick that. I got to pick something else.
So you want me to put Tom Holland or Isaac Ryan Brown?
No,
both.
Put both. I mean, we'll like put everybody across so we can kind of see them all. Yeah, I think Tom Holland he's young enough but old enough. He's given us every version that we need for Back to the Future. You know what I'm saying? Like we've seen. I think another person who, if you called him chicken, would be ready to fight. But I think it works even better when you hear my pairing with Doc Brown. That's what really brings it together and makes it work.
I know exactly what you're about to say too.
I don't think you do.
Mark Wahlberg.
Oh.
You shut your whore mouth. We're not putting Mark Wahlberg.
Not on my watch.
We are not doing that. Because I will not get my Uncharted 2 if you do that.
Lord.
Bad news. I don't think I don't know how to break this to you, brother.
Don't hold my breath. Don't wait around for it.
I don't think that one's coming, brother.
Oh man, I was really looking for. I need to know what happened with the brother. Damn. Guess I got to go play the games and find out.
Damn, that's crazy.
All right, we got any others? Anybody
want to throw anybody else out?
Nah.
You know what? I don't
have anybody new, Dad.
I do have. Well, you know what? I can do both of mine because I have a second for Marty.
Okay.
And this is in an alternate universe kind of scenario.
Okay.
Other than Isaac, because damn, great minds. I love that. I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I want Storm Reed. we're gonna gender bend Marty McFly, make it a girl, and I want the young lady Storm Reed. A Wrinkle in Time. She's got another movie out right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I could see it.
Now,
And
question.
yo,
Is this alternate reality going to have the same Doc Brown that you were thinking of?
no, I have a different
Okay.
Doc Brown for her.
Okay.
Okay.
Although my Doc Brown can work either way, but I do.
Okay.
She has her own Doc Brown because that's a alternate universe. I have a diverse cast and I have a black cast, and some can cross either way. I think like some of the people in my diverse cast can work in my black cast. Some of the people in my black cast can work in my diverse cast. I have 2 full casts.
Sam,
Yo,
you got to pick one.
I like, but well, Tom Holland was my pick.
Okay.
Tom
So you
Holland was
don't.
my pick.
So you don't want me to put Isaac Ryan Brown down for you.
Not for me. That was yours.
Okay.
I just wanted you to know that was someone I had picked as well. So I love that pick.
Okay, so as long as we have Isaac Wright, like we're good. But for your picks, it's just
My pick is Tom Holland.
and
All
then
right.
Storm. Okay.
I'll make an alternate lane, and we
Actually,
can put,
I'll run through my alternates at the end if there's time
okay.
permitting.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. All right. So then, since you were so heavily dependent on your doc pairing, who's
No.
your doc?
It's not dependent. But if you're gonna give me my option, I actually want, help me out with this name, Jason Mantzoukas as my Doc
Mantzoukas.
Brown. That is my Doc Brown.
Okay. Jason Mantzoukas.
Jason Mantzoukas
Okay.
and Tom Holland. I think we get just enough of the eccentric from him. But when he slows down and talks seriously, I could believe that he would say words like flux capacitor, and I wouldn't think he was crazy.
Yeah, seeing him on was it Paper Girls?
I mean,
It's like,
he's
I
been
can believe him in sci-fi.
okay. Okay.
He was
For
actually
me-
a really good detective on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He's a little
Oh
crazy.
yes, he was. Oh,
He was a little crazy,
oh.
but he was a good detective. So I could
Detective
buy it.
Pimento.
Yep.
Um,
So who you
So-
got?
I went with the gender bends. So I went with Dr. Emily Brown with
Okay.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
You know what? Paired up
Yeah.
with Joe Keery. Yeah,
Yeah, I can see it.
that
I'm with it.
works.
I'm with that.
Yeah. And she could definitely do the wild and disheveled. Slap a
Yeah.
wig on her. Yeah, that works.
Mhm.
Okay. I can see that.
I was like,
Jeff.
am I gonna have to fight?
Jeff,
My
who
Doc
you got?
Brown is Cat Williams.
Of course.
I love it.
Oh, that yes, absolutely.
Because it's one of those where it's like it sounds like a joke, and then it's like actually Cat Williams is a good actor,
Damn good actor.
Emmy winner. He's got, I feel like, the right energy. And if you're making, if Isaac Ryan Brown is my Marty,
that's
it's
a
gotta be
beautiful
my,
pairing.
my cat with my Doc Brown got to be somebody who can like at least be like cool enough. Like you could be frantic, you could be eccentric, and he can say some big words.
Yeah,
And he can do the physical comedy aspect of it too, which I think
absolutely.
is imagine him running down the street in a lab coat.
Yeah,
It's basically gonna be like him and the Gator Man on Atlanta.
yeah.
I'm
See, and
thinking
for
of
Jason, I was
Sinbad as
picturing
the
whole little-
teacher and Good Burger.
There you go. I was picturing the whole little scene in the Twin Pines Mall when I was thinking about Jason as Doc Brown, when they first take the car out and he has the remote control and the Iranians show up because he got the plutonium from them and all that kind of stuff. I was pitching right there and I was like, you know what? That yeah, he could absolutely do this movie and he would be really good at it. Give an older version and then a slightly younger version. Yep. I have to say that Jamie Lee Curtis though, that was you threw me for that one. got me looking at that. I like that.
I mean, I threw you with Joe Keery, so.
But that really, really fit. Just as Marty, like old enough but young enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now it gets a little challenging.
Yep. Because you got to find people who can play older and younger.
Exactly. Now I did keep in mind, and I thought about, you know what, they would be able to.
Wait,
they can do the makeup to make them slightly older. So
did they do that in the movie? I thought they had cast like different people.
Nah, it was the same people.
No.
They just put prosthetics on them.
Yep. George McFly. When you get to Crispin Glover plays the dad, and he plays the younger version of the dad.
Oh,
Biff was Biff the whole time.
Yeah, but basically Biff was just Biff Senior.
And that's what they did with the other characters.
Yeah.
Okay.
They all were like play both. Yeah. And then even older in Back to the Future too, and nowhere to be found.
I did know that, but I did not understand this. So I actually picked an older and younger version, like different actors for that.
Okay. Well, depending on how it works, that's not to say that we can't make it still happen.
Yeah.
It could still work out. We will see in a moment.
All right, let's start with Lorraine, the mom.
Whew. Man,
that's the one you had trouble with.
Actually, you could go ahead and go. I have all my cast. I'm good, but it was just like, that was tough.
That was tough.
So as I reveal more of my cast members, if you know things about them and their talents, you'll start to see like what other potential directions my movie could potentially go. So for Lorraine Baines McFly, I'm casting the one, the only Josie from Josie and the Pussycats on Riverdale, Ashley Murray.
Ashley Murray. Okay.
We know she can play a high schooler.
Okay. I'm with that. I can see that. Huh.
And she looked like she could be Isaac Ryan Brown mama. It's like, see, in movies like this, they always be casting like light-skinned girls. And it's like, that's not his mama.
Now, here's the funny part. I really want to know. I'm going to keep a close eye on who you cast for George McFly.
Okay.
Because I have that same cast.
Sam, you have what same cast? You have Ashley Murray?
No, I don't have Ashley Murray. But because I have Isaac Ryan Brown.
Oh, you think you have the same George?
I feel very confident that I have the same George.
When we get to George, we're gonna say 3, 2, 1, say it at the same time.
There we go. All right, Ty, who you got?
So I had for the dad as an adult, I had him as Will Arnett. And then as a kid, when they go back in time, Finn Wolfhard, also from Stranger Things. I feel like they could, one, play a very similar attitude. And it also kind of play into the whole super dorky looking, how is he actually going to get the girl?
Okay. I can see that for Finn. I definitely think that works out for Finn Wolfhard.
I need to see him with at least like one slick to the side malt shop haircut.
I actually had a picture for you.
To fully get on board?
I'm trying to find one. But if you want to, you can drop one to me in the chat because I don't want to put one that's or in our Facebook chat, because I want to make sure I represent properly.
Want to give the proper credit. And just to let everybody see the current, I will update these as necessary. Let's see. Window. Boom. Boom. Bam. That's how it's looking so far. Let's see, I can go a little bigger. There we go. There we go.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't make it sideways.
It's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, that'll be good for posting on social media.
That's why I didn't make it sideways.
See, you were thinking.
Thinking ahead. Thinking ahead. All right. So, for me now, do you want my Lorraine or do you want my George?
Oh yeah, you're supposed to be telling me Lorraine.
Oh shoot. Okay. I fucked up. My Lorraine was Ellie Kemper, and then younger was Caitlin Dever from Justified.
And who?
Caitlin Dever, Dever.
I'm actually probably more confused on how to spell Caitlin.
K-A-I-T K-A-I-T-L-I-N, I believe.
L-Y-N.
Oh, it is L-Y-N? Okay.
Yeah.
You know, Google will help correct you along the way.
White girls spell their names so weirdly.
We could talk
Caitlin
about
with the Y, but not where you think it is. Wait, isn't that what Madison said? Caitlin with the Y, but not where you think it is. Shout out to She-Hulk.
No, it was Madison.
Madison.
Oh, yeah, shout out to She-Hulk. That was a fun pairing.
We should get another one of those like random MCU one shots like they did with when Thor had Thor and his roommate Jeff. Or the
Return of the King. That one
like
shot, yeah.
Then they had the one where the Marvel, not the Marvel, but the Shield agents. Short little bald guy that was naming all the names. They threw him off the roof and Falcon caught him. He had a section, him and Coulson, they were talking.
Oh, the dude who was like in the elevator.
Yeah, Stillwell. That's it. Him.
Oh, what's this girl from? Caitlin Dever?
Elliot Page as Marty, Danny DeVito as Doc. Oh, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. I can love that.
I can dig it. That just
Danny DeVito can't reach the pedals.
That's why he needs Elliot Page.
Elliot Page might not be able to either.
So instead of it being a DeLorean, it'll be like a Miata.
Oh,
Lord have mercy.
Be that the thing Steve Urkel used to drive.
Ooh, it'll be a Fiat or a smart car.
Sam, who's your Lorraine?
My Lorraine, Jeffrey, you'll love this. Haley Stanfield.
Okay.
Haley Stanfield. I mean, given that I've got Tom Holland, I was thinking to myself, like you said, someone that can play both high school and we can, put a little makeup on her, make her a little older, but she would have to have the same kind of chemistry and the dynamic with Tom Holland, but also be believable to be his mom.
Right.
See, I looked at her, but I was so worried because that's for me. I thought there were two different people. So I was like, well, I don't know if she can do both. Like, I did not understand the assignment.
That's all right.
Okay.
This was a tough one. But see, I'm glad we're getting this one out the way because it got all the creative juices flowing. When I got started, like I got all kind of notes and shit here. I had to write stuff down. I had to make notes of what this person was from so that people would know and who this was, and I had to look up what show they were in, and I tried to find something that worked. And I feel like we saw from when we saw her in Hawkeye, especially. Actually, no, I think Bumblebee was probably a better example where we see like that motherly, nurturing side,
Yeah.
but was still kind of a, you know what I'm saying? Like she did everything.
You see a
Leah
little bit
Thompson
of that in Barely Lethal also. So make sure you check that out in preparation for our episode.
Why did I
Why
watch
did I
that?
watch that?
I look forward to that.
All right, Sam, who's your George? We already got ties.
All right, so my George.
Wait, hold on, both of you. Count of three.
Oh, wait, hold on.
So, okay, now I am calling my George for your cast. This is based on
Okay.
Isaac. So, let's see. Okay, here it is. 1, 2, 3. Jesse
Dexter
Usher.
Darden.
Oh, okay,
no.
okay.
Who?
Okay.
Who's
Jesse Usher from The Boys.
Oh.
When I tell you, he looks just like Isaac Brown. I was like, bro,
True.
they are.
I didn't see him. I didn't see the like high schooler in him. I think maybe because I only seen him play like A-Train. I don't know if I've seen him in anything else.
If I'm not mistaken, he was the son in Shaft.
Yes.
And so that gave me the younger person vibes. And I was like, you know what? He still looks young
Actually,
enough.
I think he was in Riverdale season 1 too.
Nah, I went to the Riverdale cast. I scoured the Riverdale cast looking for those people, trying to find somebody who was the right age.
Yeah, trying to find like young actors. I was like, man, my repertoire of who I know is limited.
All right, so then I'll just, I said mine, Dexter Darden. He's been in a few different things. The thing that I know him best from is the Saved by the Bell reboot.
Okay.
But he can sing, he can dance. I think he's big enough to where like
Okay.
Isaac Brown is like tall. So you got to have like a dad you got to have somebody who's playing the dad who you're like, oh, this person produced this other person. So, but he has like enough of that like kind of dorkiness, shyness to him where you're like, I could believe he would be a little nervous to talk to like Ashley Murray, especially when you see who my Biff is.
Okay. So my George, this is who Tom Holland has to convince to get with Hailey Steinfeld. Cole Sprouse.
Okay.
I believe if Cole Sprouse and Hailey Steinfeld had a kid, they would make Tom Holland. I think just looking at those people, and Cole Sprouse is another one of those people that I think could do the high school, but with just a little bit, like you put some gray in his hair, put a few wrinkles on his face, and he could be a dad all of a sudden.
I don't know, man. That baby face.
Nah, he be looking grizzled on Riverdale. They be wearing him down.
Yeah, and that's why I say like all of his like red carpets, he looks young, and all of his press photos, he looks young.
Yeah, he happy in real life,
but on that show, Jughead is wore out. Life has just he took a hard left somewhere.
Not a hard left. That's crazy.
So yeah, Cole Sprouse. Okay, so that leaves us with Biff. Now, Ty, did you cast 2 people for Biff?
No, because I remember Biff was like Biff. You have a Biff now, and then there was Biff's father in the past. So they didn't have to make any changes. It was the same person.
Okay.
No, it was Biff and then Biff when he was young. Because Biff, when he was young, was at the dance beating George up in the parking lot. It's the same dude. When you say Biff's father, you're thinking of Back to the Future 2, when he was older than Biff.
Yeah.
He took the almanac back.
Fuck. Okay.
But if you have one Biff, you did this one right.
Yeah, it's like, no, it's absolutely acceptable to have one.
Unless
Biff.
he's like 57 years old.
No, he's young. It's a Hero Finds Tiffin.
Hero, Hero.
Hero.
Yep, found it.
So I feel like instead of the whole jock, especially if we're making it now, this would be kind of like the psychological bullying. You will recognize him. He played young Tom Riddle in the Harry Potter franchise.
Okay. Yeah, he's yeah. I could see him being a. I could see him being a Biff, especially with that whole like the same way they did Flash in Spider-Man, where it was just like cyberbullying and
He's just like a rich dude. He's a hype beast.
Yeah.
right.
So that's funny. I kind of went the same route because I was just like, the big, oversized jock dude is not gonna be who you would actually like. Because Dexter Darden's character is also big, so it's like I'm contrasting that with like everybody in my
Superman and
cast can
Luther.
everybody in my cast can sing. So mine is gonna be
Is
a
this
little
a
more
musical?
music oriented,
Is this a
Okay.
musical?
and it might be a musical. So
Okay.
I got Mac Wiles, the
Mac
R&B
Wiles.
artist / rapper / formerly of 90210 on the CW, the reboot.
Okay.
I think he's been in like Power, like one of them Power shows or something like that recently as well. But I'm casting him as my Biff.
Okay. I can dig it. And also, I'm totally down for a musical.
Mine is basically gonna be The Wiz, but Back to the Future.
What we're gonna call it? We're gonna call it
Black to the Future.
Black to the Future. It was right there.
I love it. It was right. I mean, it was right there. All right, Pickle Ricky, you've given us your Marty and Doc. Do you have a George and Lorraine and a Biff? We'll throw that up on screen as well. For mine, I really, really struggled to find a good Biff for my cast. And I wanted somebody, again, who could play both roles, older and younger. I wanted somebody big enough, but also believable as a tough guy. Noah Monk from iCarly. He played Gibby. The older version or the current version of Gibby, I think it works out.
Oh man.
I think that works out. And
This is like you really remaking Back to the Future. Because he got a Biff head.
Hey, yo.
I mean, sometimes that's all you need.
I will say, like, I had a whole, like, the wife and I were talking about it when she saw me, like, she's like, what are you doing? Of course, I, got off work, came home. She gets home, I'm at my computer, glasses on, I'm like intently studying. She's like, what are you doing? I was like, I have to finish out like 3 characters. Because I had Marty, I had Doc instantly, no problem. I knew that right off the bat. And I had both versions. I think, Jeff, you would love I think you would like Storm Reed's Doc. So when we get to that part, I can't wait to say that one. But as I was like really trying to find a Biff, I wanted to go with the traditional bully. I wanted it to be a remake. I did not want to do a reboot. I didn't want to the only thing we're going to do is bring it up for modern times, but the story stays the same. The concept stays the same. I'm probably not going to do a musical, but
right.
But I would be really interested in watching yours as a musical. I'm not gonna lie. I could see there's a couple of times where they could break out in song and it would work. I'd be curious because there is the musical number you have at the dance and stuff. So
yeah, it's also like I don't have to pretend like white people invented rock and roll in my movie either.
Yes.
So your kids are gonna love it. Like, yeah, they sure are.
That's the thing. So yeah. But yeah, Noah Monk. You remember him as Gibby from iCarly. I think that he is a great Great casting choice. Let me download this so everybody can see what we got. This
Yeah.
is
Yeah, show me what you got, because the pictures that I'm looking at, I'm like,
yeah. I think this is actually. I like all three of these movies. I'm not gonna lie. All
Yeah,
three of
Ty,
these.
your movie is like definitely the like sexy Netflix one. That's like a Netflix series. That's why you need two people. We doing flashbacks. We not
They
doing like
said-
mine is gonna be good, but they just gonna put it on BET because it's black
All
people.
right.
you know what? With
It'll
this
be on
past show,
Tubi.
BET Plus is crushing.
No, they are. I
As
need
long as
Miss
it's not
Sam-
on Tubi, you okay?
Sam's is like the one that like they're gonna be like, yeah, I don't know about that Noah kid, but everybody else we're on board.
Nah, I think
They're
no
gonna
one
try
can
to
make
put
it.
like try to put like Noah Centineo or somebody in
Right.
there for that Biff role.
Some generic bad guy type shit.
Right.
Okay, there it is. We got it. We will go full screen there. Boom. And let's pull that up on screen so everybody can see. This is actually, again, I would absolutely watch all of these movies.
All right, so show me this picture. Oh wait, are you uploading the graphic, or are you pulling out the picture of the guy he had in mind? Okay, the graphic.
Why is it doing it that way? It should not be doing it that way.
Because you pulled it up a picture on Facebook instead of pulling out the picture by itself.
No, I have the picture by itself.
Did you select maybe the wrong window?
Apparently, I selected the wrong window because I'm like, wait, why does it not look that way on my screen? Let's see, present screen. There it is.
There it is.
So let's come in right here towards the bottom because I want to make sure that people get a chance to see both Ellie Kemper and I have to say, like, I will give you credit. You actually did a much better job with your dual casting than I thought. Like that works out really well.
Thank you.
And I'm even a little impressed right here. I think Finn has a much stronger job, but let a little time pass. He gets older. He could turn into Will Arnett.
And just seeing how Finn and Bill Hader worked really well together in the It sequel, I felt like they would be able to have that same sense of humor.
I think
bitches love to laugh, man.
I think that this movie right here is that being a musical. I want to see that movie.
Yeah, that one.
Now, in my version of that movie, Jeff, I have I have Isaac Ryan Brown. I could swap out Isaac Ryan Brown for Storm Reed. I have Eric Andre as Doc Brown.
You would leave a child in his care?
All the more reason that it's going to be hilarious and funny. And I think we're going to really play up the comedy aspect of it. Eric Andre right there for Doc Brown. I actually have China McClain as Lorraine Baines. So China McClain right here.
Yeah, I like her. She's one of those where I'm like, you still always just gonna look like a little kid to me. Right. But you're all grown up and doing great things. The other one, the one that I was thinking that I didn't do was Keke Palmer.
Right. Yeah, I could absolutely see that. And see, I think it's gonna be harder now because after the child, I don't know if she will bounce back the same and be able to pull off kid.
You know,
Definitely going to give grown woman after that.
I had to look this up, so I'm going to come back to the conversation. Instead of Eric Andre, what about Wyatt Cenac?
Ooh. Yeah, he's a little more responsible.
I was about to say that is a much more grounded choice.
It's a much lower energy.
That is definitely a very grounded choice. But I think because like when I picture Storm Reed as being a very high energy person.
And she would need a low energy person to counterbalance that.
See, but I think having Eric Andre and Storm Reed there'd be a lot of screaming, there'd be a lot of yelling taking place, but I think it would have the kind of energy that you are expecting with unexpected events taking place in time travel and like, because I mean, if you really think about Back to the Future, every time Marty was talking, damn near every time Marty was talking to Doc, it was an emergency. Michael J. Fox yelled a lot in this movie when he talked to him, Doc Brown. So I think Storm Reed, I think she's going to come. She brings that energy, and Eric Andre is going to be very aloof.
Sam, I just sent you a horizontal one that will work probably better for the screen format.
Okay. I will pull that up. I changed our background. I did not mean to change our background. There we go. Got all these windows and still be like fighting it. Let me. Okay, yeah, that actually that does work a little better.
Is it a climatic scene? Are they going to commercial break?
There we go. So yeah, I think I could, you know what? When I was casting my second one, I had the hardest time coming up with a Biff. And Mac Wilds works really well. I was actually the closest I came up with was the guy who plays Painkiller on Black Lightning. Just because I was like, I needed somebody who, again, as I was going, his name is Jordan Calloway. I needed somebody who could be a bully, but then I kind of felt like Jordan Calloway might be too much of a bully for a Storm Reed character.
Right.
And so I would
you should have made your Biff a girl.
And I thought about that. I really did. And I was going to just go with Nafisa. Like, I was going to make it real simple right there. But
Jade Cargill, what's her name?
No, she way too strong. Like
for Biff.
Yeah, Jade Cargill is
fam. Biff was wiping the floor with George McFly, like literally.
Nah, I could not see. I done closed out the wrong window, and now I don't see y'all. Like, damn it, man. Okay, there it is. Pull that up. There it is. It didn't put it in the wrong screen again. There we go. But no, I mean, like somebody like Jade Cargill, like give me any reason to look at her on screen, and that's a yes. But at the same time, I believe she has the acting chops because she's a wrestler. And we are beginning to see that, you know, wrestlers, they know scripts and they know lines and they know movements and timing and all that is there. I don't know about her as I just feel like she's like too far gone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but the thing about Biff is right, like Biff is not delivering these like soft soliloquies. Like Biff is a wrestler. He like kicks in the door. He's eating your food. He's in your refrigerator. He slap you upside the back of the head.
But he's
When he
also
talks,
like
when he talks, it's a wrestling promo.
it's also bake like a tree and get
Yeah.
out of here. You got to have that too. And
Well,
that's the part of
that's
it
just because like no black Biff is gonna be that corny.
and I get that part of it. I get that part of it.
It's like
Don't
Carlton
mendicate
can't be
like this,
Biff.
man. Don't mendicate like this.
But I still want it to
Norval.
be. I want there to be the triumph of personality, the triumph of character. You know what I'm saying? You still want that person to be the bad person. I don't want to. I don't want to be cheering for the bad guy in this case. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't
True.
want to root for the bully. And if you give me a Jay Cargill, I'm like, yeah, what Marty at? You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta keep the balance there. And it has
But
to be
your Marty is Storm Reed though. So it's like seeing I feel like if the movie is done right, because that was the whole thing with like Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Like he was worried about playing the Terminator because he thought playing a bad guy was gonna be bad for his career. And it's like the one thing that he's like most famous for, and they were able to bring it back and make him the good guy in the second one. But it's like the movie was just done well enough where it's like, fam, they're gonna respond to you. Look at Darth Vader, Joker. Like, I know we're not trying to turn Back to the Future into Joker, but we can
At
still we can still make it so it's like we make Storm Reed a sympathetic enough character to where it's like, you know, she's stuck. This is a black girl stuck in the past. Like,
Right.
we sympathetic to that. And so it's like anybody who gets in the way, even if it's some wrestler that you think is hot, like you'll be like, okay, like this is sexy, but like, why do you have to beat her up?
But see, my other issue though is again, I was also looking at and thinking about the dual casting aspect and the age part of it. Now, I did think about like if I was going to gender swap, if I was going to do the gender swap for Biff, you know what I'm saying? And I contemplated that for a while because I was even thinking about taking I don't know if she could still pull it off, but
So I'm
not
I'm gonna
liars.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
say
I have to think of the
something.
name.
The reason why I gender bit Doc instead of Marty is because going back into the past and having your father hit on you seems ick to me. Whereas, I mean, it's going to be ick no matter what, but it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
very much instead of, oh, your mom doesn't know your mom is hitting on you, you're getting Oedipus Rex. Now you're getting the dad hitting on you.
I mean,
And you're
both
gonna
of it. It's
realize-
gross. It's gross
Yeah,
both ways.
it's going to be gross either way, but I feel like it's more cringy when it's the father hitting on the daughter.
You know what? And you know what's really funny? I mean, I can certainly appreciate that aspect.
Excuse me.
Bless
Something that
you.
I thought was really
Thank
funny is like, and nobody really thought about it at the time, but in the original Back to the Future, one of the things that really gets overlooked is like when Marty is talking to his girlfriend at the beginning and she's like, you know, do you have the car this weekend? And he's like, yeah, I've got the car. I'm going, you know, my parents think I'm going camping this weekend, blah, blah, blah. And he makes comments about, and it's like in retrospect, I understand that it was done to kind of paint this picture of his mother. And so it was literally just lines to plant a seed that blossomed later because he's like, you know, my mom would freak if she knew that I was going to the lake with you. And he's like, you know, I swear this woman was born a nun and da 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 da. So he's going
like,
into this
it's just
whole
certified
like
freak.
right. He's going into this whole aspect of like his mom is just so like chaste and holier
Oh
than
my
thou
god,
and
Pickle
whatnot,
Ricky.
only to come back and
Let me do some Googling.
Fam,
Reality show.
no.
like
This is
what
the
is
craziest thing ever. So apparently it's a reality show where it's like all these guys who have MILFs, and all these MILFs thought they were going on like separate reality shows, but really they're going on the same show. and like the moms basically came there to hook up with like younger dudes on the show, and so it's like the dudes are supposed to, I guess, be hooking up with like the moms, but it's like the dudes on the show, it's their moms.
Oh no!
So it's
What
like
the
it's like y'all
fuck?
been in the back, like, yeah, what's up, bro? Oh yeah, we about to kill this, blah 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 blah. And then it's like, damn,
Mom?
you was talking about boning down with my mom.
That's crazy. That's
a
actually
problem.
insane.
So how did they not break out into like immediate fights? Like,
I
how
don't
Wait,
did
know.
they,
It
that's
was
an
like
actual show?
They literally were like lined up, and they had this like gate in between them or something, and then they like
Wait,
opened the gate, and
this
they
is
were there
real?
staring at their moms,
Yeah, it's a
and
real
they were just
show on
like, "What is the
TLC.
problem?" And they were just like, "What?" Everybody's like, "What are you doing here?" They're like, "What are you doing here? What do you do?" I didn't watch like the whole show, but the promo I saw, that was basically it, and I was like, "Oh, these dudes are literally gonna do the
Oh,
like Justin Timberlake and Andy Samberg Mother's Day thing."
wow.
I'm
Like,
What?
this is
I hate myself
bizarro.
that I have to go and find out more about this now.
Yeah, I googled it
It's bizarro.
because you know what this reminded me of.
What?
This reminded me of MILF Island, which was a sketch.
MILF Island?
Yes, so it is a joke show on 30 Rock.
Oh
And
yeah,
so,
yeah,
yeah. So I'm sitting there thinking that, and then I was like, no, this is for real.
yeah.
I
It's a
am
real
for
show.
real.
Oh hell yeah! And it's on. I shouldn't be that excited, but it's
They
on
need to
Discovery.
change.
It's on Discovery Plus,
little
and we
too
pay for that
excited for that now.
subscription.
Hold on.
That's why I was like, okay, wait. I'm just glad that it's on something that I already pay for, so I don't have to like do anything special. It can just like boom, I can just pull up and like it'll be there.
It's weird.
Discovery Plus
Check it
come
out.
with HBO Max.
It does not come with HBO Max. We have a separate Discovery Plus subscription because my wife likes TLC and Bravo and Discovery Channel and Travel Channel because she has to watch her Ghost Hunters and Ghost Stories and Haunted Mansion and like 2 or 3 other like shows like that. And she's always been into TLC. I mean, I'm not even gonna like hate on Discovery Plus. Like, I'll be watching that shit with her. We watch what is the one where Seeking Sister Wives? We've watched like every season of that. The Don what is it? Something
What the
dealing
fuck?
with the Don Ricos or down with the Don Ricos.
Did you pull up what Pickle Ricky just said?
Yeah.
The moms had to figure out which one of their sons is who by feeling them blindfolded.
The question is, how would you know?
Right?
There's no good answer to that question.
Exactly.
I
Oh,
bathed
all
my
that.
son, so I should know. Oh my gosh, this
Oh
is
no.
Well, it's like there's that other show like Mama's Boy, and it's like all about like dudes who are just like mama's boys, and it's like ruining their like marriages and relationships, and it's like, dude, like,
ugh.
stop being weird.
Right?
Like,
so much going on here.
You know what? It's so funny because he mentions that, and when I click on Discovery Plus for this, here is the
Read
oh,
it. Get the
what time
synopsis.
is it? Okay, I'm glad that this is where we are right now. Here's the image that was on the screen.
Oh my god.
Homegirl got her hands out with a
She's just
blindfold
like-
on. And it's like if she can identify her son by his pecs or something, that's
she's
a
like a
problem.
wide receiver at Alabama doing promo.
Nah,
Exactly.
man.
All she need is like the colored gloves with the A.
Right. Nah, this
Wow.
is
Yeah.
this
you know
is
what?
weird, man.
This is
And this the dude who is running all this is the one who's running HBO, right? That's why everything is getting all weird, and it's just he don't care about no scripted stuff, but you can make this weird stuff and give Velma a second season.
I'm tired,
Then
bro.
what are we doing, fam?
I'm tired, dog.
they're just out there just, you know what I'm saying? Like the money's been made. They're just gonna run with it and see what happens. It is what it is.
Nah, man.
David's like, I give up.
I my hands are on my head, man. I don't.
Right. Just
I'm just. I'm
David's like, first Velma, now this. What the fuck?
right. But we have another episode of Last of Us to look forward to. I'm sure that will get renewed for a second season. I don't think I want more than 2 seasons though. I feel like if they start trying to like tell their own stories outside of the existing content,
They're gonna lose it.
yeah, they're gonna like
That's just because you don't want it. It might be good.
it might be. And
Because maybe that's what they should have did for Halo.
See what he's worried about.
no, that's
is-
exactly what the hell they did with Halo. That's the difference.
No. What Sam's worried about, and this is me putting words in your mouth, Sam. I'm sorry.
No, I'll correct you if you're wrong. Go ahead.
He's worried they're going to Game of Thrones this. So as soon as they run out of
Oh, yeah.
material, it's gonna
Ooh.
just
They just
tank.
start making up shit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
the
but
thing
like
is,
they might be better at making stuff up than like the dudes who ran Game of Thrones, because it's basically like if you look at their resume, it's like you got that, and then the next thing you try to do is like rewrite history.
Yeah.
with the Civil War.
Civil
It's
War.
like, dude, you guys are weird.
yeah.
I'm glad Star Wars was.
And they
taken.
half-assed it because weren't they trying to like get like some Star Wars job or something, and then like
They got the
ended up
Star Wars
doing
job and then
something
lost it. Like they
Oh, yeah.
they tanked Game of Thrones so bad. Star Wars was like, nah, you're fired.
else. Yeah.
It's like, you know what? We're going to just rethink this. We want to go in a different direction. You know, Kathleen Kennedy, for all her shit, she did good right there.
She will realize when she'll realize when something was not right, and they will try to like do something to fix it. Sometimes maybe they overcourse correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rise
And
of
I-
Skywalker.
Yeah. If they had just kept going down Rian Johnson's path, but then at the same time, we might have found ourselves
Well,
in a
it
glass
wasn't going to
onion.
be Ryan Johnson's next movie. It was going to be the director of Chronicle. He was the one set for the third film.
But he stepped away after Rian Johnson came in and did what he did. He was like,
No.
"Whoa."
He got fired before Rise of Skywalker was finished.
Oh,
There
so
was
they
an
didn't have a
argument.
director for the next one.
Yeah, and that's why Abrams had to jump in and do that third one, and he was one that course corrected.
Yeah, he overcorrected. You're supposed to turn into the spin kind of thing.
That
You know what I'm
motherfucker
saying?
was fighting it.
Right. Right, like, bro, you making the hydroplane worse. Stop. Like that's what he was doing. I don't know. I think it's yeah. I definitely understand what you're saying, Ty, as far as like having the gender bent characters. Now that you bring that up, that okay, maybe that's a little weird, but I was leaning more towards it being Storm Reed
Versus Biff.
Well, Biff was just hard for me. Like I struggle with that. Like I said, the first person that came to mind was Painkiller from Black Lightning. That was the only person I could think was one of those in between characters where he was young enough to be able to be a teen bully, but still old enough to be like an older version with a little prosthetics and didn't have to do too much. He's really not a bad actor. He hasn't been in a lot, but I liked him on Black Lightning. It was one of those things. I mean, dude's like 6. I want to say he's like, a little over 6 feet. He a big guy. You know what I'm saying? And Storm Reed, she not that big a person. So it's like him being the bully, beating her up. It just seemed a little aggressive. I had not located a female. I wanted to get the girl from.
I got an idea.
Go
Go ahead. No, you finish. You finish.
I was about to say, my daughter and I used to watch the show Gossip Girl, and I wanted Blake Lively's friend, the younger one. I cannot think of her name at this exact moment. I would have to pull up Gossip Girl, and I could tell you. She was Blair. I wanted someone who kind of fit into that Blair role, but she's kind of on the edge there. I don't know if we would still believe that she could be a younger version. I mean, Gossip Girl went off in like 2010, so
Yeah,
12 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like it was 10 years ago, it would have worked. She was in her 20s then, but now she's mid 30s. It doesn't quite. Trying to get a 30-year-old,
and she's going to be a high schooler for most of the movie,
right? And that was my issue. So I needed somebody who could actually fit the role and still be young enough. I since no one came to mind immediately, nobody stuck out to me. I struggled with coming up with my Biff. Noah Murdoch, no, excuse me, Noah Monk. I thought he was going to be perfect, so I really leaned into that, and I really like my cast. In fact, let's
All
pull
right.
everybody's cast up.
Here's what I was gonna say for your black version.
What you got?
Your Biff has or your gender bent with Storm Reed, right? Your
Right.
Biff has to be a girl because now you're flipping all the relationships. And so it's like mom and your Biff are fighting over the dad. I don't necessarily think you need to include the dad like trying to hit on the daughter. Like, let's just take that out of it.
That out.
It's weird. We don't
It just
have to
becomes
do it.
they have to get mom and dad have to get together.
Like, this is just like you trying to, because this is you trying to like get your mom to like come out of her shell and like whatever, because whatever accident that happened for them to meet, you ruined it the same way Marty McFly did, right?
Right.
So I would say, you said you got China Ann McClain.
Right.
I would like to submit for Biff Sophia Wiley. She's from High School Musical, the series, or the show on Disney Channel.
Yeah.
And she played Buffy on another show called Andy Mack. She was in the School of Good and Evil. She's a good actress. She can dance. She's attractive.
And
I mean, if you want to play
she
and
looks
that
like
works.
she could be Storm Reed's mom. So that
because here's the thing. You're basically now saying, hey, you got Biff and Lorraine fighting with the same guy. And so when Stormy comes in and like tries to stop Biff, suddenly Lorraine's thinking that Marty is trying to take George away or whatnot. So that could cause that conflict right there. So no, he's all yours. I just didn't want that bitch to get him.
Right.
And
yeah,
that works. I like that.
It works. And I do like the being able to eliminate the oddity of some of those relationships.
Yeah.
Because you bring that up, Ty, and it's like, having Doc swap that does fit a little better, but it still doesn't get in. I mean, it's just a little better. And it's not better enough to justify.
It's better because it's like, oh, it's just Oedipus Rex. They're just referencing a classical storyline versus, oh no, this is gross.
Yeah,
it's basically it's just like the way you found out your mom was like with it in high school is by her hitting on you. Like she just met you.
Yeah, but he stood up to Biff and she's like, oh, he's a man.
Yeah.
But see, still the idea that like that works, and you don't, there's some things you probably don't want to know about your parents, and I've definitely put that in the category of
absolutely
don't want to know. It is funny because like right now there's some kids right now that are going to realize that there's video footage of their parents out there at Freaknik. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no.
And
those kids already have kids.
Right. Well, a lot of
grandparents was at.
Let's say a lot of those. But see, think about it. That's the point. Those Freaknik, some of those ladies at Freakniks is all grandparents now. But you ask yourself why? I was a Freaknik. I'm not a grandparent. I'm just saying there's a different dynamic. If you were stopping at the headlights, stopping at the red lights, twerking on the headlights, you may have some grandchildren right now. Cancel me. I apologize. I just call it like I see it and what I remember. Let me throw this image up one more time just because I think it needs to be seen. And I will share this in group. If you're not a member of the group, be sure to click that QR code there in the corner and you can be a part of our group. Make sure to hit the notification and follow us on everything at Grown A Geeks. This has been our very first episode of Fan Cast It. Hatman, next time we do Fan Cast It, I'm gonna need you to like have some picks.
Word.
So we will make an announcement. Do we want to go ahead and announce now the next one?
It's whatever you want it to be.
let's not announce it yet in case someone in the comments has a really good option. We got ours, but just in case they list a really good one. But for those in the comments, yes, give us what you think would work really well for fan casting. Let us know which movie you want to see. Do you want to see all three of them? Do you want to pick just one? Let us know what you want to see. And if you're watching MILF Mater, I'm praying for you.
Unfollow us.
Actually, just do us a favor.
Helping you.
You put the comments in so I don't have to watch it. Just do that. You know what I'm saying? I'll watch all the bad
let
movies,
us know who wins.
and you watch the reality and let us know. I just need to know that the mom didn't pick her son. Long as we don't have that, I'm cool. We hear something like that, that's a problem, and it burn it with fire. Anybody got any last thoughts? Any final words?
Nah, man.
Nah.
All right, we're good. So this week, be sure to check out The Last of Us. We will have live chat in our Discord server as well as in the group Facebook page. I have a Facebook chat already created. We will be back next week. Do we have anything for Fourth Wednesday? I don't think we have a topic for Fourth Wednesday, so keep an ear out for that. We'll get back with you and let you know what Fourth Wednesday is going to be. This has been Weigh In Wednesday. I was your host, Sam. Joining me tonight, we had Heroic Hat on everything. Jeffrey, find him JPNT17, and Ty at Whiskalodian. Available most places you find your podcast. We are Grown A Geeks. This has been Weigh In Wednesday, and we will holler at you next time. Peace.
Peace.